Breaking news, breaking news, breaking mother humping news. We got huge injury news, huge happenings for this game versus the New York Giants. And the big one is A.J. Brown did not practice yet again today and is out. Is out this Sunday for the Giants. That's going to make this game much harder for the Eagles with all the other injuries they have, trying to go to 6-2 in a must-win game. They are going to be without A.J. Brown, who is dealing with a hamstring. Now, there's good news and bad news with this. First, A.J. Brown, if he gets right in the next 2 weeks, hopefully he'll be good to go for the rest of the year. But you're going to have to be even better on offense. Jalen Hurts is going to have to be even better. You have to find a way to get your running game. This helps the New York Giants, not the Eagles, who can't afford to lose this game. This is must win. No A.J. Brown. The Eagles are going to have to deal with it. Now, let's get to this video. It isn't often I say the Giants took it to the Eagles the last time they played. Well, guess what? It is time for revenge. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. So we got a Giant Eagles game this week playing the stinking Giants. And this is just not any other game. This is a revenge game because the Giants, the last time, I can't even believe I'm saying this. The Giants, the last time we played, took it to the Eagles. They won in every facet, in every way. Offensively, defensively, special teams, effort. It was pathetic to watch that effort by the Eagles. And I hope to God that this team is ready for revenge, because revenge is coming. And I look at this game simply as a must-win. You can't afford to go into the bye week at 5-3 having been swept by the stinking Giants. It can't happen. You have to win this game, go into the bye week, get healthy, make a trade during the bye week, and get another pass rusher in here, maybe even more than that. But if you lose to the Giants, this sets everything back. You've got to revenge this game. And it is a Kelly Green game, so I expect the Eagles to do just that. Now, let's get into it, and let's start with this injury report. This is huge. All right, so now I want to take a look at the injury report. We talked a little bit about it right before the intro to this video. Here it is. A.J. Brown, hamstring, as we talked about earlier. He is out. It's a big loss for the Eagles. They're going to have to overcome it. Adoree Jackson, concussion. Maybe a benefit. We'll see. Cam Jurgens' knee did not practice. He's out. It looks like it's going to be Toth in the spot for him. And here's what I'll say about this. As much as I want my Cam Jurgens center, as much as I want him to play, to be honest with you, I think this could be the best thing that happens to him in the long run, because he'll get this week off, he'll get a whole bye week off, and maybe, in a couple weeks, we'll get a healthier version of Cam Jurgens than we've gotten so far. So I hate that he's out, but man, he's been hurt all year. Nobody can convince me otherwise. And maybe the time will finally help him out a little bit. Azeez Ojulari, he's out with a hamstring. Then you have Jacorian Bennett. He practiced, but he's still not ready to play. He hasn't been activated, so he's not going to be play. He's coming off the IR. Can't forget that. Grant Calcaterra, full practice. Who cares? Darius Cooper, shoulder, full practice, and he's actually questionable. So my guess is that they're going to go ahead and activate him. They're going to need a receiver. Remember, even though A.J. Brown is out, you still have John Mechie. Dallas Goedert, calf, full practice. Dickerson, ankle, back, and whatever other injuries he's hiding, full practice. Brandon Graham, full practice, but he's not playing yet. They're not ready to activate him as well. Moro Ojomo, shoulder full practice, and then Jeremiah Trotter Jr., ankle full practice. That is your injury report, which is extensive going into the bye week, being that A.J. Brown is the biggest one. However, it's not going to change the way you approach this game or how and what you have to do to beat the Giants in a must-win game. But don't let this keep you up at night. Don't let this worry you. It's going to be all right. And if it's really bad and you need some help sleeping, check this out. Ah, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Are you trying to get a good night's sleep? Are you tired of not just dealing with the light in the room, but all the noise? Well, let me introduce you to the Manta Sound Mask, which does more than just block out the light. It replaces noise with calm. With soft speakers built right in, you can fall asleep to music, meditation, podcasts without the clunky headphones or tangled wires. It fits perfectly, feels good, and shuts out all distractions so you can finally rest. The Manta Sound Mask creates the ideal sleep environment by combining complete blackout with user choice of audio to help them fall asleep faster and sleep longer. Enjoy total comfort, zero distractions, no pressures on the eyes or the ears, no tangling wires, no falling out earbuds. It enhances sleep quality with calming soundscapes, meditations, or white noise, quieting your mind and improving your overall sleep. This all-in-one solution replaces multiple products like masks, earbuds, sound machines, with a single tool perfect for side sleepers, travelers, light sleepers, and anyone needing better rest. Visit the Manta Sleep website to find the Manta Sound Mask and check out all their other sleep masks and accessories. Use my promo code Philly500 and get 10% off your purchase. That's just use promo code Philly500. Link is in the description and get 10% off your purchase and get a better night's sleep. All right, so when we look at this Eagles-Giants game, to me, it's very hard to look at the other game that they played on Thursday night a few weeks ago and say, oh yeah, the Giants, they got us here, they got us there. To me, I think this game started with effort overall. I think the Eagles lost that game because of the effort. I thought the effort sucked. I thought they looked like they didn't want to play there. And there were warning signs that made me really worried and wanting to see how they respond, which they did it in Minnesota. And I think they took some steps in right direction against the Vikings. Now, when I look at the Eagles and their offense and going up against this Giants defense, look, the Eagles should be able to move the ball on the Giants, okay? There is no doubt that the Giants have a really, really good defensive line, all right? And when you look at their defensive line, and this is the Giants' advantage in this game, is their defensive line against the Eagles' beat-up offense, okay? The offensive line. The Eagles' offensive line is beat up with Cam Jurgens. Dickerson's been injured all year. It looks like the Eagles are going to go Brett Toth again at center. I'm not sure I like that. And this team is going to have to find a way. They're going to have to find a way to start running the ball. They are. And the Giants are the perfect team to do it. The Giants, they give up yards on the ground. They have struggled there all year. And you should be able to run. And you're not going to run up the middle. But I do think you could run on the edge. And I think Barkley should be able to do that. To me, I don't know why. Gut feeling. I've got a feeling Barkley's breaking out. I have a feeling Barkley's game is coming this week versus the New York Giants. I really think so. And one of the things the Eagles did versus the Vikings that I liked, that I'd been talking about all year, was putting Hurts under center and using play-action fake. It worked. I think it helped with the offense a lot. I expect that to continue. And I expect teams to eventually have to be a little more honest with the Eagles and how they play the Eagles and their run, which, if you can pass well, you'll be able to open up that run game. And I think the Eagles can do that. The Eagles will be able to move the ball through the air and through the ground, I believe, against the Giants this time. I think Saquon Barkley is going to have the big game, and this is the perfect team, his old team, to do it. So I expect the Eagles to be better offensively. I expect them to be better in the passing game with injuries or not. And I expect the run game to get going. Now, I know that it is a concern with that offensive line. I think you have to, like I said, I think you have to try to run Barkley outside. I also like keeping Hurts under center more. And I also would like to see them use screen passes and stuff like that, which they don't. The Giants gave up, I think, 142 yards last week on 24 attempts, something like that. So it was like 5.9 yards a carry. The Eagles got to figure this run game out. I would like to see Bigsby get more carries too. All right, I think a lot of times with the Eagles, it's not just the way they run, the way they run it, it's when they run it. Like, there's been too much predictability about, the Eagles are running on first down, they're running out of this formation, and I think they got to continue to mix that up, and I expect them to do that. Where I worry about the Giants is that pass rush. We'll see what Brian Burns is, how healthy he is, and what his status is. I don't have his status as of right now, but of course, for some reason, if he couldn't go, that would be a big blow. But I do expect him to play. Where the Giants got the Eagles is getting the quarterback. I think they can get to the quarterback with that defensive line. So I'd like to see Hurts take off a little more and use his legs if he has to. When you look at the Eagles' defense going up against the Giants' offense, listen, Scatterboo, look, he's one of those guys, brings a lot of energy. He's all out. You got to like it on some level. You kind of like the kid, but you hate him because he's on the Giants. But you kind of got to respect his game. The kid last time, I mean, he took Zach Bond to the woodshedder. Let's be honest. And I really thought that was the big deal when the Eagles played the Giants last time, especially defensively. Watching them like Scatterboo and watching Jackson Dart, watching those guys sit there and dive for the extra yards, go full out for the extra yardage, and the Eagles kind of just giving it up to them, really bothered me. It really, really bothered me. So, Jackson Dart as a quarterback has been really, really good. I think he had 283 yards last week passing, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He's very dangerous with his feet. And I just think that these guys are young. They're having fun. And I really think that it's like they don't know no better. And they're going to come to Philly totally ignorant of what to expect. And they're just going to play. And they're going to play loose. And they got no pressure. And they're going to have fun. And that always is a dangerous type team when you're a team playing for something, okay? So I think the Eagles' defense has to match the effort of the offense and what those guys do. And if they do that, I think this game will be it'll be done. Okay, don't drop interceptions like Jalen Hunt did versus the Giants. And will they be able to get to Dart? I think they should be able to get pressure, especially that interior. That's going to be big. Jalen Carter will be playing in this game. That's big. And then, can the Eagles manufacture pressure off the edge? That's going to be the question. I really think that the Eagles, with their team, they should be able to shut the Giants, especially that passing game, down. Wan'Dale Robinson has been probably the Giants' best receiver. He had 95 yards catching last week. The tight ends have been good in the passing game, but I don't believe the Giants have that many weapons offensively. And I don't think Scatterboo should be able to run inside on the Eagles, although they did last time. And I think that's an effort thing. So if the Eagles take care of those things, I think that they'll be fine. What do I like this score-wise? Like I said, I think this was all about the last game. It was effort and desire. I think the Eagles came in flat. They weren't ready to play. Giants were. I think the Eagles will match that intensity. And if they do that, the talent will take over. I think the Eagles get their revenge. I got the Eagles winning 31-20. I think it's a double-digit win, like I said, and I think that they're going to beat the crap out of the Giants. And then we're going to get to the bye week, and then Howie's got to go to work. Got to get yourself a pass rusher. Then you got 2 big games out of the bye, the Packers and the Lions. But we got to take care of this game. To me, this is a must-win game. With that said, let me know what you guys think. Talk to you guys later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Alright, so here's my plan for this weekend stream-wise. We're going to do the Eagles-Giants, 1 Eastern. Then we're going to do Broncos-Cowboys. Go Broncos. That should be fun with the Mark Holmes Cowboys meltdown cam. And then I'm not sure. I may do the Packers-Steelers game. That's interesting with Rodgers going up against the Packers. But we'll see. I'm not sure on that one yet. And then, of course, Monday night, you got Commanders-Chiefs. Yes, we're definitely going to watch the Chiefs destroy the Commanders. Should be pretty interesting. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.